What's up, gamers? Aaron Shack here with a review of Logitech's Litra Glow. This is a very small lighting LED lighting apparatus, as it were, that can attach itself, via this little clip here. You can just sort of like hang it on your laptop or whatever. You can also unscrew this mount and you could put like a tripod or whatever else. So you have some versatile options in regards to that. In terms of talking about the size of this, I mean, Xbox controller right there, a pack of 5 gum, it's a very small little light here, but like it definitely packs a little bit of a punch. The lights I'm using right now, I have 2 Elgato key light airs, and if I were to turn those off, this is basically what all my monitors would be doing. And so in the top right corner, you can see me testing out the 5 different brightness settings that this has. And as more light shines on my face, as it gets brighter, you sort of start to see the other side of my face become darker. So there, I believe that's like the 4 strength right there. And it can, yeah, that's the 5 right there, which I thought, looked really crisp and clean. And obviously, you may want to place it in different spots. But this image was without light at all. That was just the light of my monitors, my 3 monitors here, which are, plenty far from me, so they're not doing much light in that sense. But it's an interesting thing. And this is $55 at the time. And the other Litra that they're doing, which is a horizontal one, the Litra Beam, that one actually comes in at $94. So this here at $55 is pretty good for like beginners, or if you want like a travel kit. Maybe even this is good for, camera operators and stuff like that. Just nice to have multiple different forms of light in your camera bag, which I could see myself using this, which was the reason why I got it. I mean, I already have stuff on my desk. Like, what if I need something for my laptop on the go? What if I need to take this for a photography shoot or something like that? I think just having tools like this is very useful. So it does come with a decent length of USB-C to USB-A cable. And the great thing about this is all you have to do is plug it into a power source, and then this thing's good to go. You can hit the button here on the back, and it's on. And this is the daylight setting. So that's the setting I tested. And then you can simply just push the plus sign on the back here. And yeah, it gets really bright. And I will show you what it'll look like if let's say I lost my key lights. I didn't have my key lights anymore. Okay, well, it's on right now. And, if I turn it off, it's like, okay, this would not be great if I was streaming right now. You'd barely be able to see me. But if we're doing like a low light stream, maybe I'm playing some horror games or something, and I don't want the massive, studio lighting all set up there, then I could do this, and I could gradually bump it up. So right now it's at, the lowest setting, 2, which pretty good, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 at this distance of just me, arm's length, and slightly down a little bit. This is actually pretty good. This is actually decent. I could make this work. And of course, you could do different angles to sort of portray different emotions, or just have better lighting. You could hang it on one of your monitor screens over here. So I think even at max strength there, it's not particularly blinding. I wouldn't put it, in your direct field of vision. But, they're assuming that you're probably going to put this on top of a monitor or TV or mount it in some way. Whereas, you know, with my other lights, they are sitting on the desk, but they came with these poles, you know, that you can raise up. So I have them up really high to where when I'm looking at my main screen in front of me, I don't have like the light of the sun going into my eyes. So that is the max brightness right there, which, you know, probably looks brighter in this image than anywhere else. So you can do, there's a bluer setting. There's this one, which is the one I like most, kind of a standard daylight. And then you can go another. Now you see it's starting to get like kind of yellowish. And then another. Actually, I'll turn it up more just so you get a feel. But yeah, that's kind of the yellowish tone right there, which definitely going to make me look more tan. And then as I turn it down, it starts to get cooler. So that's at its coolest. And you want to be careful with some of the blue lights. You don't want to come across as a zombie. So literally just that one tick right there kind of brings a more natural look to my skin and my face. So you might find what works better for you. But honestly, this thing's pretty freaking nifty. And I could see how, you know, unscrewing it from the base, you know, just carrying this around and maybe plugging it into some sort of power bank, you could run with this on the go and be perfectly fine. And as long as it has power, it turns on and off. And so that was one thing I wanted to highlight about my Elgato Keylight Airs, was that actually this weekend my Wi-Fi went down during stream. I still had internet, we were playing, but because I didn't have Wi-Fi, these lights could not connect and I couldn't use them. So I was like, what do I do? Well, I don't have anything else. Well, now I kind of have a nice backup option if that were to ever happen. And it's a weird disadvantage for the Elgato Keylight Airs to have, which, by the way, the Elgato Keylight comes in at $149 a pop. The Keylight Air comes in at $115 each. Now, the Keylight mounts to the desk and it, you know, raises up. It comes with its own pole. Whereas the Keylight Air kind of has, you know, just sort of a base and then a pole that comes up from that, which is also adjustable. So you can definitely get your angles right no matter what you're purchasing. I know the Litra beam is really great because you can place those vertical, you can turn them, you can make them horizontal, you know, and they have the base mount as well. So Logitech is definitely coming into this creator space with a lot of options. And I'm using the Logitech C922X, which is a variation of the C920 webcam that we all know and love. I started off with 2 of these in my rig, and they do 1080 at 30 frames, and I think they do just fine. And now I use them mostly for like unboxing videos and stuff like that. But I mean, you can definitely see that this could light my workspace really well if I were trying to make videos and use this as some sort of lighting. I mean, it's certainly powerful, and I could even turn it to its lowest setting and it still does something. Now, it's not very powerful. So, I mean, we rate a lot of these in terms of lumens. The Elgato Keylight does 2800 lumens. I believe the Keylight Air does 1400 lumens, and I put these at like 10% right now, and I feel like that's bright enough. So I mean, this is like the necessary amount just to get the job done. I think the Litra Glow does a really good job at that. I'm not sure if I have the lumens. Okay, for the beam, the Litra beam, I believe it goes up to 6500K, but gets as low as 2700K. So I think that's kind of what they're saying is like, or wait, no, hang on, sorry, misquoted. K is color temperature. So sorry, the 2700 to 6500, that's for the Litra beams color. Yeah, I don't seem to have anything there, but it's comparable. I would say the beam is comparable. So for $55, I think this is approachable for anyone. And I think I highly recommend it. I actually think this is really good. It's a really, it's sturdy. I don't think this is going to break or fall apart. It's also got this nifty part on the back here where you can, maybe tuck the cable in there. You can also clip the cable to this if you need it out of sight. You can just sort of clip it right in there. I mean, you could definitely put a rubber band around this and keep the cable, just nicely stowed in there. And then, of course, your little flap right there to mount it. You can always pull it down for storage. And yeah, you could even put it like this and let it sit on your desk like that. I mean, you could set it on a pile of books if you had to, which is a lot of what I would probably do back in the day when I didn't have a lot of fancy tripods or lots of other options in those terms. So I gotta say, I think if you're in the market for something like this, I think Logitech has you covered on this one. And the Litra Glow has easy setup. I mean, you literally saw it. We just plug it in. We power it on. It's got switches on the back. You can use their Logitech app to also, drag through menus of messing with these same settings. But, I mean, it's literally 5 settings of each. So, I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. You can mess with the color of the light, 5 different settings. You can do 5 different brightness modes. I mean, it's pretty dope. So definitely looking forward to using this in some videos and putting it through its paces and maybe throwing it in my camera bag just to have it on the go. And potentially probably ditching this and maybe having like a small tripod or even, attach this to like the end of a selfie stick. It's got that standard like 1/4-inch screw, that all camera equipment seems to utilize, for tripods and stuff like that. One quick thing that I wanted to follow up and note about the Logitech Litra Beam is that it does not work with portable USB power out in the field. I was hoping that I'd be able to just plug this into any sort of power source or anything that could power a USB device. But as you can see, I have it hooked up to my camera battery storage and power bank charger, and we got nothing here. It came on for like half a second, and then now it's dead. So this thing pretty much only works unless it's hooked up to like direct power via like a PC, or the best thing I was able to do was like hook it up to the cigarette lighter, like the car USB charger port type thing, and I was able to get the light to come on, but it doesn't work via like battery operated stuff. So just a note, it's not necessarily like a huge flaw. I was just trying to think of like unique things that you could probably do with such a portable light, which if you can't, if you don't have a laptop or other power source that you're using, if you're just trying to use it with your phone, on some portable lighting gig, then it's probably not going to be the best choice. There are other LED, RGB lights that you could use for that situation in particular. So once again, I want to thank you for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed the content. Leave a comment if you have any questions, concerns about the product or about my reviews. And I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful and informative. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.